Yo, what is up, my dudes and dudettes? It's your green boy, Manic here. Before I get started with the video, for the sake of the title and thumbnail for it, if any of you guys who didn't read my YouTube post, formerly community post, and may be asking, Manic, where's your intro? Why did you cut off your intro from your past videos? And why are a lot of Sonic Underground contents being cut off? Well, that is a really good question that I'll be answering. Apparently, when I've got a copyright claim from my now a private video, Manic reacts to Sonic Underground Best of Manic the Hedgehog, Don't Be a Backstabber, Wild Brain has rejected me from disputing that claim and approving the claim removal request regarding with Sonic Underground contents. It feels like to me that nowadays, Wild Brain wants us to obtain the permission from them first if we want to add any contents of Sonic Underground, whether it's the scenes, audios, or both. But since I didn't ask them a permission if I can contain those contents, I've removed a lot of the scenes and audios featured from the TV show, and I have private my contents that mainly focus on the contents of Sonic Underground scenes/audios. So yeah, that's why I've apparently removed them perceivably. I may have worked hard on some videos that include Sonic Underground contents, but it is certainly understandable that Wild Brain can't go bankruptcy. Even though I didn't monetize my videos because I'm not eligible to yet, although I am getting there to this point. And the company must have worked hard on operating the episodes from the show, and highly possibility for them to not be claimed as lost medias. But don't worry guys, I am planning on re-uploading reaction videos that is Sonic Underground, but with one special guest or more rather than just me react to them like I did initially. And I will ask why Wayne's an obfuscation first. For my intro, I will eventually put my intro back onto my future videos, but it won't include Sonic Underground clips. I will provide an update on that once I am finished on developing my new intro. Trust me you all, the new one will be dramatically radical. No hints on what it will turn out to be, but you will see once I add it in my future videos. And also, as some of you guys may have heard from the post, formerly community post, I've decided that nowadays I will mainly be uploading regular videos that is by 15 minutes long instead of by 30 minutes long, because nowadays when I've been making my videos, the longer the regular videos are, the more times it would take for me to be done editing and reviewing my videos before uploading them onto my channel. And that could possibly help me attempting to upload more regular videos, more than 2 videos a month than 0 to 2 videos. And from that, this channel could potentially be finding some more supporters quickly, at least a little higher. So yeah, if any of you folks want me to mainly upload videos by 30 minutes, well sorry, but that isn't my interest anymore. Plus, this is my channel, and I can help out with my own channel myself sometimes too. One more thing that I might as well need to state. I will no longer have @ formerly Twitter account because you would still possibly find some extremely inappropriate contents, despite that if you are ever urgent to not see them by turning off viewing inappropriate posts. So yeah, that is all the announcement that I have to share with you guys right now. I'm sorry that it was a pretty long statement, but I thought that I'd provide that for good reasons onto this video. So yeah, thank you all for understanding the changes that I have for this channel. Anyways, without any further ado, let's go on and start today's video. I hope that you enjoy it. Yo, what is up my dudes and dudettes? It's your green boy, Manic here. In today's video, I am going to be doing the very first video that I haven't done before in my whole life. And this is something that I am super to do this for you guys to get to know more about my opinions and interests. I am going to be doing a tier list. I am involving this from the tier list maker website, which is where you can create and customize your own tier ranking list. You can edit the tier settings, you can upload any images you like, and add any of the images in any particular links that's loosely based off of your interests, opinions, ideas, etc. For this first tier video, I'll be linking, you know it, a Sonic Underground characters, since I am one of them exclusively from Sonic Underground. So yeah, I will be linking all of them based off of my opinions on them in general. I will only be linking to those whose identical names are mentioned, who has physical appearances, and we noticeably see/hear their specific behaviors. Plus, there are a lot of characters in the show, even those who didn't get their names identical. Well, anyways, before I start ranking the Sonic Underground characters, if any of you dudes and dudettes are new to this YouTube channel, well, what is up? Thanks for stopping by here on this awesome dramatic YouTube channel. Make sure to hit the subscribe button to become a Green Drama crew and also the Sonic Underground crew. Also, make sure to subscribe to my secondary YouTube channel and follow my other social medias. There'll be links in the description below. Well, alrighty dudes and dudettes, without any further ado, let me start doing a tier list of Sonic Underground characters, shall I? Here we go! Okay, let's start off with Standard Me, alright, since I'm the owner who leads this YouTube channel. So, I am definitely putting myself on the S-Wing, because why not? Why can I not rank my own personal self in the S? Who the heck ranks himself to a lower point? Oh, maybe it's those who has a low esteem. But I have a high esteem. I know that I look dramatically awesome, radical, and look like a walking person. Besides, I am one of the best Team Underground members and freedom fighters ever. Despite that I was in a low society too, and I've had a quick behavior, which is stealing things that I was urged to from good and some neutral behavior individuals, I was still a good hero who'd help my siblings trying to crash down Dr. Robotnik, his allies, and his evil robotic creatures, to bring Mobius into peace, and to find our mom. I have had fantastic skills like drumming, singing, hoverboarding, surfing, steal things from the villains, lockpicking, entering the correct codes at once, being mechanics, and winning on being evil clues. Plus, Sonic Underground wouldn't be as good or the same when I wouldn't be around being a member of it anymore. So yeah, S-Wing is nothing but bestest, and the only opinion for me to personally choose from. Okay everyone, next is the blue, famous, world's fastest hedgehog, Sonic. He is the de facto leader of the trio. Despite of his impatience and his impulsiveness, he is fiercely nice, protective, and loyal to his siblings, the freedom fighters, other good behaved people, and some neutral behaved people he knew. He loved teasing with his foes, hoping to explain peace, and to save Mobius for the innocents and some citizens with neutral alignment. His super speed and spin dash were really spectacular for his power. He was also a great guitarist and singer. Also, without him, it wouldn't be the same and the title would not be called Sonic Underground. What would it be called instead? Manic and Sonya Underground? Underground Band? Or just Underground? Besides, we would need another guitarist, so yeah, he jumps onto the S-Wing. Next is another popular, my pink-haired sister, Sonya. She is the best keyboardist/pianist and singer that I'd ever heard, and seen too. She was a very kind, loyal, loving, strategic, confident, and stylish person who was into fashion attires. The complete opposite of mine, she was in the high society tier. She was an athletic who was the strongest member of Sonic Underground. She was skillful on Sonya's spin, gymnastics, martial arts, agile, motorcycling, and beating down foes to win as well. She did have some dramatic and short-tempered traits, but however, she goes onto the S-Wing due to that she is the best sister they could ever receive. She was a good person, a hero who wanted to help bring peace against the naughty, destructions, disasters to the world. And without her, Sonic Underground wouldn't be as good, and she shouldn't have to be replaced with a different pianist/keyboardist. Okay, now next is the Warrior Queen, my and my siblings' mom, Queen Elena. She should be put onto the S-Wing too for sure, because I deeply love her with all my heart. She is the best ma ever. She majorly cared for me, my siblings, the freedom fighters, and all people who legit love her very much. She was a brave, compassionate, and calm queen dudette. She was also wise, secretive, strategic, prophetic, and self-sacrificer who did the right thing to separate us from her in order to protect us from Dr. Robotnik's forces when we were younger and to help fulfill the prophecy. It may be suck that we did not be able to reunite with her early, but she had to when the times are right. Otherwise, the privacy would have became terrible. It also sucks that the show has gotten cancelled before we finally got to reunite with her, wiping out Dr. Robotnik's and other fails, and restore peace to Mobius as what the prophecy was. Now next is the main evilness antagonist of the series. You named it, it is Dr. Robotnik, that basically good-for-nothing disgracefulness rotten egg face who does nothing but cause the criminally troubles, cause Mobius to be a nightmare and ruined place, create robotic creatures to help taking over to crash down the non-villains, manipulating people, kidnaps the world-class people, and May would have done so to the villains too, who doesn't follow his directions to roboticize them to create them as his personal slaves, and had led aristocrats to give Robotnik some money for a source of income to keep his robotic empire operating and to create his plans and robots to turn the Mobius upside down. He had a genius level intelligence of creating robots. Well, maybe as their appearances and certain skills, but not quite all skills since us heroes were still resisted to crash them, get away from them, and heck, even change few of them by their personality traits successfully. Thanks Dr. Robotnik for allowing us to dramatically change them to the goods, but even though you idiot, you didn't mean to forget to inform them nice and clearly on what needed to be improved on that. So because of all the crookedness he had done to poor Mobius, innocence, and some neutral alignment people, he drops down to the lowest rank, an E. Alright, next is one of Robotnik's secret hunter, Sleet. A heartless, a manipulative, cunning, and shockingly an expert villain who is very, very dangerous to the Sonic Underground. He was a former, greedy bounty hunter. Dr. Robotnik flipping persuaded him to hunt down me and my subs. Although thanks to Dingo's stupidity, his actions had failed. Why not have Dingo on his side, but to use his stupidity to swindle Sleet's plans? By the way, Sleet was somehow ignorant of plant lives. The good thing about him was that he backstabbed Dr. Robotnik on few occasions, which he totally deserved, but that don't stop me from disliking him as much as Robotnik. He was still wanting to do something that was genuinely dangerous to us triplets, so he earns an E rank next to Robotnik. Next is another one of Robotnik's secret hunter that I've mentioned about not too long ago, Dingo. An orange, dink-headed muscular loser himself who was tough on the outside but soft on the end, which that part was the good thing for him. He was also an evil dude who was loyal to Robotnik, and like Sleet, except for greedy for some money, he was a former bounty hunter. He had the powers to transform using shape-shifting into any different appearances, animals, or objects, which he does not enjoy and that's what he deserved. But that totally stinks that he was used to help get through any certain situations when it comes to shape-shifting, and even tricked us that it was someone or something else. Like I thought that he was a baby basket with baby hip was laying on, and he was Eugeno to for the wrath of Robotnik, infiltrated the underground to control me and my friends to commit the crime and took the blame on in order for Dingo and Sleet to collect the taxes. However, Dingo was gullible and competent person, which that was sometimes a great thing about him since he barely had skills on grasping what was considered good or evil. He even had a crush on a nice character Sonya, which that was so lovely and romantic. It was not lovely nor romantic. Sorry Sonya who's watching this right now if you got tricked on by me. Anyways, with that being said, due to how Dingo was an evil and loyal person to the other villains like Dr. Robotnik and Sleet, but he had a gullibility and simplicity on what he was told to do in evil ways and also good ways. He is a bit better than Robotnik and Sleet actually, so instead of him going to an E-rank, he goes on to probably a C. Actually, sorry, no. I think he actually owns the D-rank due to his ship-shifting transformation that helped his allies to get past through something and even to trick us to be something else, which that's what I hate. Okay, now we have a magical prophet and an ally of the Sonic Underground, Oracle of Dophius. a chaosly powerful water creature who performed many magics. For some examples, teleportations, creating objects, freeze people, flying, and creating portals to different dimensions. Occasionally, the way he'd committed his powers at me and my siblings sucks. Like in the episode Beginnings, he scared us out of nowhere by teleporting where we was precisely standing there to remind us that we couldn't save people who we were raised by growing up to that they were being roboticized. But he was a wiser and predictable ward who advised my mom to separate me and my siblings in order to fulfill the prophecy and to find mom when the times are right before becoming the formation of the Council of Four to downfall Robotnik and to restore Mobius back to normal. He was also a cryptic man who helped give me and my siblings not with very specific answers to any situations for our journeys to find our mom, but with very mystic hints and riddles. I didn't like how he didn't give us some straight answers for a while, but what he did for us was helping us to determine the puzzles to find the straight answers. And nowadays, I do love solving puzzles. However, I am going to put him on B-Wing since his magic sometimes irritate me and my siblings. Now next, it's my good red echidna buddy, Knuckles. A tough, strong, independent, serious, intelligent, and the guardian of the Chaos Emerald that he was dedicated to, and also to his home, Floating Island. He was, however, a gullible person and had been misled, especially getting teased on by Sleet and Dingo that me and my sips would after the Chaos Emerald, and that led Nux to try to attack us. But Knuckles wasn't as global and foolish as what Dingo was, and since he learned that me and my sibs were trustworthy, we became friends and allies. He did still get pretty global at times, but he was a good person and cares for those who loved him and are trustful. He was also a loved interest of Sonya the Hedgehog, which that's a better relationship fondness compared to her with Dingo. Them two even are actually presently couples in this universe. So yeah, anyways, he goes to an A tier. Next, it's Sonic's good old buddy, Cyrus. He only appeared in several episodes of the show. He was secretly a former member of the evil Robotnik Empire, which he portrayed the Sonic Underground from not knowing that he worked for him. The reason that he worked for him was not because that he wanted to become evil like him, it was just to avoid his papa Lionel from being roboticized, and working with Robotnik was desperate to him. I didn't blame him for helping his dad, but that doesn't give him right to work for Robotnik. By the way, when Cyrus worked for Robotnik, he wanted to destroy Sanctuary to help Lionel from getting roboticized. But after he learned that Sanctuary was a place for babies and children, which that's what he liked, like I do, he betrayed Robotnik and destroyed his communicator instead, and caused Robotnik to backstab him and roboticize poor Lionel. Cyrus was intelligent and an expert with mechanics, computer hacking, and inventing, like I am. Well, except for inventing or creating some machinery entities. Cyrus was a global person, however, but like Knuckles, he wasn't as global as Dingo. He was a good buddy of mine as well, a loyal to the Freedom Fighters, and helped us Sonic Underground on several missions. Cyrus is going to an A tier. Next, it's Lionel, a father of Cyrus, of course. I did mention that he was Cyrus' Paul not too long ago. Well, anyways, we are talking about Lionel with his real personality and stuff when he was in Robotnik's control. So not much known about him, but it is clear that he was a caring, loving, and a thoughtful like a father figure to Cyrus. He was strong and supportive to his son's decisions and had moral compass for his kid. I think I will put him on the S tier. Now next character is Bartleby, one of the wealthiest higher class individuals in Robotropolis. He was a scaredy person when it comes to facing danger. Heck, he was rude and arrogant who was priding about himself, other aristocrats, his ex-fiancée Sonya who she called off their engagement for unstated reason, his rosebud tea, and his expensive items that he owned and what he loved. He liked me and Sonic, but since only that we saved him and that he teased us because we were in lower class, he didn't like us as much as our Sid since he had a crush on her due to her appearance. She was raised by aristocratic foster mom, Lady Windermere, and that she was in a posh style. On the side note, her relationship with him is kinda better than with Dingo, but not as the best as she was with Knuckles. Bartleby wasn't unfortunately quite an enemy to Robotnik because he was his agent until he was found guilty, being sent to jail, and scheduled to be roboticized. However, for Sonya's sake, since both of them cared for each other, me, and Sonic had saved him. He was still acting cocky and disrespectful to individuals who was in lower Lincoln class, but he wasn't an evil person, does seem to hold on to some sort of morality, and he officially joined in the freedom fighters later on in the series. So I am alright with him. I think he owns a B tier for me. Wait, excuse me, no, an ABA C tier. Okay, dudes and dudettes, I will be bringing up the last character to drag into the tier for this video since there are a lot of characters that I'll be including them on the Sonic Underground characters tier list. But don't worry, I will be making a part 2 of this tier list next time. Anyways, we'll have Trevor to be the last character to show off for this video before we wrap this up. So yeah, Trevor, he was the member of the Resistance and the friend of my siblings, and Cyrus. He was well connected and often provides us the details of the plans and missions when going on journey to find Mom, well despite that he only appeared in a few episodes. He was resembled as hippie, which that is someone who was associated with the counterculture from up the mid-60s to early 70s. He was the person that we'd wanted to help save from being captured by SWAT before completing our training by Felonious. He may easily be captured, but he easily got set free. He was an expert at an ex-pilot and fixing mechanical equipment. And during the episode Harm Me or something, due to the entrance being locked from us trying to escape the deductions of SWAT butts, he even proceeded to steer one of the small ships to lead Robotnik's cars away from our Sonic Underground. I am glad that he was with me on stealing things when it was really important for us to help get through the wicked old trapping situations. He was also an excellent guy. He deserves the S tier. Here we go. Okay, now that I want to switch links for any certain characters that I changed my mind about placing them on. Nope. I think I am confident on where they are really at. Alrighty dudes and dudettes, that's the end of the Sonic Underground characters tier list for right now. Like I said, I'll be doing the part 2 of this tier list, and I'll be adding more characters to the list that's based off of my opinions or thoughts about them. And that'll wrap up for today's video. Make sure to smash the like button if you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe and also hit the notification bell to be notified when my new videos are uploaded. Make sure to subscribe to my secondary YouTube channel and follow my other social medias, that'll be links in the description below. Also, feel free to comment down below if any of you dudes and dudettes have any video suggestions you'd like for me to upload on this channel in the future. Make sure that's a good family video request, and if it is, I'll try my best to work on some of them. Anyways you all, with that being said, keep on looking! And this is Manic Man signing out. Bye bye everyone!